This is Monday morning, August 10th, 2026. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, as you can see, the title of the video, the build up to the Nigeria Second Civil War. And this is not common, This is not something that people are expecting to hear.
Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa mo kí wa nílé níbikíbi tí a bá wà. Ẹ wo fọ́nrán tí mo gbé wá yìí. Mo sọ nínú àwọn fọ́nrán kan tí mo ṣe sẹ́yìn wípé especially mo ṣe kan lánàá pé ogun ò ní bẹ́ sílẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà, ogun ẹ̀sìn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tutọ́ ẹ̀ kúrò. Torí ìṣọwọ́ táwọn mùsùlùmí tó fi ń múra kankan àti gbogbo plan wọn, gbogbo àṣírí ó wà nínú fọ́nrán tẹ́ fẹ́ wò yìí. Màá fẹ́ kí ẹ̀yin èèyàn, ẹ̀yin bàbá, ẹ̀yin ìyá, ẹ̀gbọ́n àti àbúrò ojúlùmọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká farabalẹ̀ kẹ́ wo fọ́nrán yìí. Ẹ wo fọ́nrán yìí, ẹ wo àwọn àṣírí tó ń tú síta. Arákùnrin yìí dẹ̀ ní àwọn fídíò ẹ̀ máa ń legit, àwọn information tó máa mú wá, ọmọ Yíbò yìí. These people wọ́n claim pé àwọn ló ní Nàìjíríà. Ẹ̀sìn dẹ̀ náà fẹ́ bá wọlé, ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn òun náà fẹ́ bá wọlé, òun láfírí tán fi ń sun kọ́tànkọ́tàn. Ẹ wo bàbá tó ń pe àwọn kìrìsìtẹ́nì ní infidels, ó dẹ̀ sì dúró lórí pé nǹkan tó ń sọ òun ò lè kó jẹ o, torí wọ́n ń sọ fún pé kó kó ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ jẹ́. Ó lóun ti sọ pé itọ́ bá balẹ̀ kò gbọdọ̀ padà sẹ́nu mọ́. Ó ní itọ́ bá balẹ̀ kò ń padà sẹ́nu. Ó láàsọ tún sọ ní ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ. Gbogbo plan wọn láti Islamize Nàìjíríà, láti Nàìjíríà ní orílẹ̀-èdè mùsùlùmí, òun ni gbogbo plan wọn tí ò dẹ̀ lè ṣe ń ṣe, kò lè ṣe ń ṣe láyéláyé. Ẹ̀yin Fúlàní ẹ wá fẹ́ gbé ẹ̀sìn Lárúbáwá ẹ fẹ́ wá gbé lé wa lórí. Ìkòkò ní gbomi kó gbẹ̀yìn. Ẹ̀yin ènìyàn mi, ẹ farabalẹ̀ kẹ́ wo èmi ọmọ yín náà ni. A ti sọ fún pé bá a ṣe rí wọn lọ́kọ̀ọ̀kan èjèèjì làá máa gbé wá, làá máa mú wá sí etí ìgbọ́ yín. Ẹ̀yin ènìyàn wa, ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn pípù yìí, ṣe rí ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ìlú Ìlọrin, ẹ rí ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ńbẹ̀, ẹ rí ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ńbẹ̀, ẹ rí gbogbo tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ káàkiri àwọn orílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Gbogbo tí wàhálà bá ti wà, ẹ lọ ṣèwádìí ńbẹ̀, àwọn mùsùlùmí ló wà ńbẹ̀ o. Eléyìí kì í ṣọ̀rọ̀ àti bà wọ́n lórúkọ ẹ̀sìn jẹ́, irọ́. Ẹ lọ ṣèwádìí. Kò sí ibi tí wọ́n wà tálàáfíà tó máa wà. Kò sí ibi tí wọ́n wà tálàáfíà bá wà. Àṣírí ti tún sìn, ara bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń ta wọ́n. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbáradì, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbáradì. Ní lè jù báyìí lọ, èmi ọmọ yín náà ni. Ẹ wo fọ́nrán ìdópin. Thank you all.
This is late evening of Wednesday, August 12th, 2026. Good evening, everyone. Thank God for Sarah Reporter's post reporting this issue that happened in Bauchi State. I've been looking for a way to get the full details, the full gist before I will report about this news. It is about a Christian girl called Faith Barnabas. Faith Barnabas is not an adult yet. She's a 17-year-old girl. The news came that Faith Barnabas has been detained by Bauchi State Sharia Agency. Why was she detained? She was asked to convert to Islam. She refused and she was forcefully converted to Islam. So in that process, even after they have forced this girl to say what she said and so on and so forth, the girl consistently refused and tell them that she don't want this religion. This girl has been detained. This girl has been detained. It came to my awareness when the case now goes to Federal High Court. Pay attention. The case went to Federal High Court. The Federal High Court rules that freedom of religion must be respected, that they should release Faith with the immediate effect. Guess what? Sharia law is holding Faith, not Federal High Court. So they don't obey Nigerian Constitution. They don't obey Sharia law. So they ignore the court order. They ignored the court order. So after ignoring the court order, this chamber is stepping out now, petitioning the DSS to ask the Bauchi State Sharia Agency to release this girl. Then we went details, like let us dig deep to understand why Faith. Is she the only Christian in Bauchi State? Some people told us that there were some Muslims who came, one person, asking the hand of Faith in marriage. Faith said, I'm a minor. I can't get married now. So their aim is to convert this girl to Islam and get married to this girl. Is this the kind of nation you people want? Is this the kind of country you people want? For me, no, not at all. That is not where I want to see my future generation coming up. If Faith is my daughter, What am I going to do? How will I feel? These people you go to court, they don't obey Nigerian Federal High Court because it has to do with the issue of Sharia. Nigeria has 2 constitutions now, practicing 2 constitutions. The court will give order, Sharia Council of Bauchi State, who detain a girl after forcefully converting her. Like, you people are playing in this country because, oh, that is Bauchi State, it's not Anambra, it's not Bayelsa, it's not Edo State, it's not Delta State. No, forget about that. It is coming. They are coming. They are coming. And when it gets to you, you will remember all these things. This thing you are seeing like a movie, you are hearing it like a film. It seems you are watching Nollywood and so on and so forth. They are coming. And when it gets to you, remember the movies you have been watching. Since a lot of you are thinking that these things are movie. Now, from the beginning of this video, I said, thank God Sarah Reporters reported this because I was, honestly looking for the details about all these things before I could report it because I don't want to bring out half news. People will ask questions. Who is Faith? What happened? This and that. Who is the chamber? Who are the people now who are pushing for her to be released? Just imagine. Just imagine. When we talk about Islamization of Nigeria, people think it's just a normal joke. When we talk about this issue of Sharia, people will think that it's a normal joke. Now, as you can see, lawyers asked DSS to free 17-year-old Christian girl forcefully converted to Islam in Bauchi. See, sometimes, if I see people talking about one Nigeria, I laugh. I keep on laughing at you because I'm laughing at your ignorance. That is just it. Because you are ignorant when it comes to Islamization. That thing has never come to you. See, no school will teach you about Islamization. But that is one of the most common phenomena in the whole world right now. That is one of the common something hitting up the whole nation now. But nobody is teaching you this thing in this school. And that is why I am here to tell you. It is coming. It has started. Forceful conversion. Coming out to say so many things. That man that said that Nigeria is a Muslim nation. He came out yesterday again. Whether it's Nigeria or Bingiri. He came out yesterday to say he's not going to apologize, that he means what he's saying. As I speak to you, the Muslim Council in the world, their Secretary General just arrived in Nigeria yesterday. They said they want to have a special security meeting. Why would Muslims from all around the world come into Nigeria to have a security meeting? You people are sleeping. You are sleeping. You don't know what is going on. See, anyway, let me give you the details of this publication. Now, it reads, I'm reading from Sarah Reporters, okay? Because I saw the whole details of this thing that have been bothering me in this news. A jobs-based lawyer firm, Wholesome Attorneys, has petitioned the Department of State Services, DSS, over the continued detention of over the alleged continued detention of 17-year-old Faith Barnabas by Bauchi State Government Agency, despite a federal high court order directing that she be released to her mother. Now, the Bauchi State Government Agency is a Sharia agency. It's a religious agency. They are the one holding this girl. Despite federal high court gave order, release this girl to her mother, Sharia court says no. The battle has started. The supremacy of Sharia. They will enthrone Sharia. It will happen. It will happen in your eyes. They will enthrone Sharia. Okay? They will enthrone Sharia. And conquering many parts of Nigeria is now easy, including the southwest. The middle belts resisted. They are still resisting. Like Natu, Taraba, Benue, they are still resisting, but it's not easy for them. In southeastern part of the country, they are going to do one thing. They are going to use economic jihad. We have educational jihad. We have jihad with gun, okay? Forceful conversion. We still have economic jihad. Let me tell you, the number of Igbos who are converted to Islam in the past 3 years, I'm just trying to pile up everything and do it in one single video. It is going to shock many. From now to next 20 years, if measures are not being taken, okay, if things remain the way it is going, 40% of Igbos will be like Muslims. 40% of Igbos will be Muslims from now to next 20 years. The thing is moving like a wildfire. Nobody is now checking the statistics, right? Nobody's checking this. Am I against someone becoming a Muslim? That is not my issue. My issue is that terrorists always leverage on this religion to promote the religion by killing people. That is my problem with the religion. That is it. Oh, look, Iswab, Nakurawa, Mahmuda, Hamas, mention but few. But the list, there are many, up to 10 in Nigeria. What do they want? Just overthrow Nigeria government and put Islamic caliphate. Then they will not have constitution because Sharia is their constitution. That is what they want. Now, let's continue. The petition was dated on July 9, 2026, was addressed to the Bauchi State Director of the DSS on behalf of Faith's mother, Mrs. Kumabe Zakari. The lawyers urged the security agencies to intervene and ensure compliance with the July 6 judgment of the Federal High Court just judicial division, which they said ordered the immediate release of the teenager to her widowed mother. The petition is the latest development in a legal dispute surrounding the allegation that Faith was forcibly converted to Islam and subsequently taken into custody without the consent of her mother. According to the lawyers, Faith was allegedly converted to Islam by one Sadiq Ahmed Husseini with the involvement of the Bauchi State Sharia Commission. I hope you are understanding what is going on. Now, my pain is that the Federal High Court said what these people did is evil, is wrong. They should release this girl immediately to her mother. The Sharia Commission said no. And you want me to be in the same country with you? I don't believe in one Nigeria. I don't believe, not a single moment in my life. I don't believe in one Nigeria. I don't believe that this country, see, the more you kick Nigeria, the more you kill people. Today, there was attack in Plateau. Yesterday, there was attack. Day before yesterday, there was attack. And I dated it to 12 days, consistent killing. You know what happened? They bribed Nigeria influencers to put the heat for Alex Barbier, that American humanitarian, for him to leave. Alex Barbier was raising fire, like the way Nnamdi Kanu was doing when they came to the east. Alex Barbier was raising fire. Today they are killing people here. Alex Barbier will be there. Like the tension was rising. The world was watching. They connived to send this. Not that they sent him out, but let me say they threatened him out. So the man look at it like, I have so many problems to solve. So these people should not add to my problem. Now, immediately Alex Barbier left Nigeria. Right from that day till now, we are counting 400 and something human beings killed. In a day, they massacred 13 people, including 9 members of Dachomo's family. They have killed up to 450 people since Alex Barbier left Nigeria because nobody's raising an up. I don't want to mention him. All those Nigerian influencers who were saying Alex Barbier is working for CIA, he's working for this. Where are they? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found supporting these people. Nowhere to be found even raising an alarm about this killing. Know your problem. The earlier you realize is that many of them, they don't mean well for you. They don't mean well for you. People are dying. Everybody is just keeping quiet. Now look at this young girl, Faith. What is her crime? Her crime is that she was born and brought up from Nigeria. Okay? She was born and brought up from Nigeria. That is her crime. Where are the child protection laws? No, the child protection law. Where are they? What about the freedom of religion? What about so many laws that protect children from assault? Nigeria is gone. Nigeria is gone. When I mean Nigeria is gone, Nigeria is gone. Don't let anybody deceive you. This country is gone. This country is gone. Sharia is overthrowing Nigerian constitution speedily. And all of you are just there laughing. Senators they are overfed. Nobody dares to talk against all this nonsense. Nobody dares to talk against all this nonsense. And they want us to stop. They don't want us to, talk about this. When we are talking about this, they say, oh, Kocha, this thing you are saying, this is not like that, blah, 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 blah. You don't tell me what I know. Like, you tell me what I don't know. Okay? That is why I don't have faith. I don't have faith. I have belief. I have belief. I don't have faith. I have belief. My mind is a product of evidence. It's a product of what I can see, believe. What I can put in hypothesis. I believe in like what I have seen. So you may say that I don't have faith like that. That is because in this world we are, I don't want to risk anything. I don't want to risk anything that is not real. I take risks, yes. I take so many risks, but I don't want to risk what is not real. Believing that one day Nigeria is going to get better. How? No, like how? How is it going to get better? No, bring it out scientifically. Prove it to me that Nigeria will get better tomorrow. Prove it to me scientifically. Do you know how many analyses we have done? Do you know how many, sit down and understand Nigeria? Just from 1914, they amalgamated Nigeria till today. Analyze it. And come out and tell me that, see, you people are heading to the footnote. You see the jihad they started 200 years ago that they left after Osman Danfodio died. They will finish it if you are sleeping in your bed there. The solution is that everybody have to recognize that Nigeria must go in the way of Yugoslavia. Nigeria must be separated into villages, towns, even though it's 1,000 countries, I don't care. We need sovereignty to defend ourselves. We need sovereignty. You see, Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, how small they are, terrorists could have buried all of them alive, if not for the intervention of Ibrahim Traore. By asking youth, they call them volunteer force. Okay? It's like a volunteer force. All the go youth, you need AK-47 as far as you're of good mind. Carry AK-47 with one magazine. After 1 year, you did not use it to violate, do illegal thing. They give you 2 magazines. Go and verify what I'm telling you. So, we are not ready to fight these terrorists. We are not ready. Everything is just set for total and complete Islamization of Nigeria. And we can't allow that to happen. We'll fight to the end. It's not this one I'm coming here to tell you. It's not this one. Forget about all this social media something. We'll fight to the end. So let them bring it on. But I pity people who don't know, because only the truth you know shall set you free. This is Monday morning, August 10, 2026. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, as you can see, the title of the video, the build up to the Nigeria Second Civil War. And this is not common, This is not something that people are expecting to hear, but that is what I want to discuss with you in this video. But before we go into that, let's look at what happened in Plateau State yesterday. As you see, Plateau is a terror-ravaged area where killings are happening every day. A lot of things are going on there. So there is this Enduring Peace, Operation Enduring Peace. The Nigerian government established Operation Enduring Peace. So they put a sector of operation there that can help people to fight these terrorists, these jihadists who are killing the people, carrying out ethnic cleansing. The Air Force are among them, the Navy are among them, the Nigerian soldiers, that is the army, are among them. So the responsibility of these people is to prevent attack, prevent kidnapping, and help the indigenous people to protect their territory. But guess what? As usual, majority of the Nigerian armed forces are terrorists. I may not say majority, but most of them are terrorists. They work with the terrorists. So it's a known fact. Now, something happened yesterday. The Nigerian police force arrested a Navy officer and an Air Force officer. A Navy officer and an Air Force officer. Now, who are they? One is a Mr. Israel. Mr. Israel is a sergeant of the Nigerian Air Force. Another one is Mr. O.S. Osman Khalid. Mr. O.S. Osman Khalid, a Nigerian Navy man. So he's a Navy officer, a personnel of the Nigerian Navy. What is their crime? Why were they arrested? They were arrested because they were planning to carry out a terrorist attack. Nigerian Air Force officer and Nigerian Navy officer. Stay with me. Now, the Nigerian police also released a statement that these people were planning to kidnap the wives of Bishop Ephraim Gonde and retired Bishop Benjamin Kwashi. These are the two bishops that these people are planning to kidnap their wives as well. Such a terrorist attack and terrorist activities are not supposed to be expected from the personnel of Nigerian Air Force and Nigerian Navy. These are the people they brought to work in Operation Enduring Peace. Unfortunately, Operation Enduring Peace is now Operation Enduring Sorrow, because they are bringing sorrow, terror attack to the people now. But they were, sent there to carry out, peace, to protect the community. It can only happen in Nigeria. Now, let us focus. You have seen their picture, right? These are the two people who carried out the terrorist, who are planning to carry out the terrorist attacks. So I'm saying this because they have been arrested already. Okay, they have been arrested by the Nigerian police. Let us leave that matter apart. Okay, I don't know how they are going to go. You may hear that they left them. They leave them. Sorry. Now, let us look into the main topic of this video. The build up to the Nigerian Second Civil War.
It's okay. This war is against Christians. I mean, Christians generally.
Well, in Adamawa State, we're getting reports that the terrorist group ISWAP has burned down a Christian village, threatening residents to convert to Islam or die.
The Nigerian Second Civil War is going to be purely a religious war in Nigeria. And it's not going to be funny, because a lot of things are going to take place. And so many Christians will join the forces of the jihadists to fight Christians. The build-up of the Nigerian Second Civil War, most of the Nigerian influencers are going to support the jihadists to kill Nigerians. The build-up of the Nigerian Second Civil War, these jihadists will have too much power, federal power, to act. And it's going to look like this is not a religious war, because most people who are Christians will also be used to fight this war, just like what happened in the Nigerian Biafra war. Ojukwu is Gowon is a Christian who looked like, I am the one fighting the war. But that was not Gowon. Gowon was used. The decisions that Gowon reached wasn't Gowon's decision. Okay? Because right from what happened in Aburi town in Ghana, where they have made agreement on how to move forward with Nigeria to make sure people protect themselves and have peace. When Gowon came back, yes, he went there by himself. He agreed to the terms by himself. But coming back to Ghana, the people who are controlling him told him that, no, you can't go with this agreement. And that was what led to the Nigerian Civil War, the First Civil War. And why they were fighting the war, Gowon could have said, no need to fight this war. Let us allow them to go. But people, voices on the background who are pushing him, including the Great Britain. Don't forget that Great Britain was working with the Sultan of Sokoto, the Caliphate then. So their plan is to keep Nigeria one. That was their plan. And they see people who are fighting not as Igbos. They don't see them as Igbo. They were seeing them like Christian majority. That was what made the war to make sense to a lot of people. So including people who are at the war front, who are Christians. So the war does not look like, oh, these people's anger is part of religion. It doesn't look like that. So that is going to happen in this second build-up. Now, the major build-up of this civil war started from 2012. And I know why I said it started from 2012. It didn't start the day they brought Sharia into Nigeria as a constitution. Okay, it started in 2012. That was where and when some Islamic cleric met Boko Haram commander. So when they met Boko Haram commander Abubakar Shekau, they were in high spirits, knowing fully well that they have mission to conquer Nigeria. So after that meeting was when Boko Haram released their handbook. And in that handbook, which has been documented, Shekau was reading it out, and he made a statement. The war is against the Christians. And I mean the Christians generally. That was the exact statement made by Shekau. Now, after that, he gave Christians ultimatum to leave the northern Nigeria. The United Nations had a security meeting because of this. Go and Google it, go and check it on their website. They had a sitting on sectarian violence in Nigeria and condemned the pushback of Christians from northern Nigeria. A lot of you don't know what has transpired in the past. So that was when the build-up of the Nigerian Second Civil War started. Now, ordinarily, it should have been like, these are terrorists, let Nigerian state counter them. You know what? They infiltrated Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's presidency, who is a Christian. And Jonathan raises alarm. Boko Haram have infiltrated my presidency. That was the build-up of Nigeria's Second Civil War. Now, they wanted the Civil War to happen 2015-2016. This was the map of the Nigerian Second Civil War. Okay? But Goodluck Jonathan stopped Nigeria's Second Civil War. I'm telling you reality. I'm telling you history. Pay attention. So, there was a statement that is famous that Goodluck Jonathan made. My ambition does not want the blood of any Nigerian. Before the Civil War, the United States under Obama was warming up in Ghana to stop Goodluck administration because the North were ready for war. And Buhari made a statement. If I didn't win this election, the babu will soak in blood. He was telling you that there will be a war. And because of that, they now imported mercenaries. That is these bandits you are seeing today. They imported mercenaries who are going to help them to fight this war. Then, Obama sent delegates from America to Sultan of Sokoto. The president is in Abuja. They flew above the president. They went to the Sultan of Sokoto. They had a meeting. That was the build-up of the Nigerian Second Civil War. And, you know, like I used to say, they will always use your fellow people to front the narrative. Now, the campaign they were doing, they did not include Osibanjo in Buhari's campaign. Ask Babachan Lawal, who was their secretary, not the secretary of the coalition, but secretary of the campaign council of APC. So, Osibanjo started campaigning in a parallel way because they asked him campaign to Christians. Why Buhari campaigned to Muslims? They divided it then. It was a build-up to a civil war. Then, Osibanjo came to Channels Television with Shehu Okibandoye. He told Shehu one-to-one, we are going to form a parallel government in Nigeria. Nigeria is going to have two governments if Goodluck Ebele returned as president. Then, at that moment, we were receiving messages upon messages. Every corner of the mosque, they were saying one thing. Jonathan is an infidel. This was a build-up to a Nigerian civil war. Jonathan is an infidel. Jonathan is not representing us in organization of Islamic countries. Nigeria is a member of Islamic country. Jonathan was not representing. So these people were ready for war. Jonathan saw the blood. He saw everything. But if I am in the position of Jonathan, I will fight to the end. Yeah. You know why? I could have saved more lives. And Nigeria could have taken decision to know that they are not one by now. Anyway, Goodluck Jonathan did what he did. Then everything went on. Now, the people they imported became problem. So the people they imported became problem, started terrorizing. They started talking about Ruga to distribute these people and make them to position and start conquering before the day they will call for jihad. Then, after this, you know, this led to the increase in agitation. The Oduduwa and the Biafra agitation now have more attention. Nnamdi Kanu's released detention. You know, Sunday Igboho came, a lot of people were agitating. Then, build up to 2019, it was Muslim, Atiku and Buhari. So that's warmongers. We are not that now because this is our own. This is a Muslim, this is a Muslim. That is what they want. Okay? Then, in the year 2023, El-Rufai made a statement. A Christian cannot win as a president of Nigeria any longer. I published the video last week, so it's not far. You can go and check it. El-Rufai made that statement. A Christian cannot win as the president of Nigeria again. So, at this point, these people have concluded that the war we are supposed to fight because of we want Nigeria to become an Islamic country. No need to fight it because we now have the political tool to make sure that Muslims will remain as the president of Nigeria forever. So this is our country. Then we can continue to rule. Stay with me. After Rufai made a statement, they go on with Muslim tickets. It was strategic. It was strategic. Now, the problem is that Muslims are not majority in Nigeria. But you know what? Muslims knows how to divide you to make that majority up. The Redeemed Christian Church of God was the major tool used by Buhari. Yeah, it was the major tool used by Buhari. So they were using Tinubu's wife. Tinubu is a major stakeholder in this situation. So Tinubu's wife, Pastor Yemi Osibanjo as well, these are pastors, so a lot of them belongs to the regime. So they make sure they capture Redeemed Christian Church of God and other Pentecostals to join the Muslims to make up that so-called majority they are talking about. So then after the 2023, we keep on warning them, telling them this is what is coming. This is war. This is Islamization. Then in the build-up of 2027, then this is what is still going on. However, after the 2023 general election, they make sure that every other position you can give to Christians, but when it comes to security position, no Christian should near any security position. That was something very special that people did not pay attention to. When I mean security situation, executive security situation that controls Nigeria. That is why you see the commander-in-chief, number 2, national security advisor, defense minister state, all of them were Muslims before Trump made that famous statement that he will come into Nigeria guns blazing. After that statement, they decided to look into this. It will look like what they are saying is true. Let us remove the Minister of Defense and put a Christian. That was how Christopher Musa became the Minister of Defense in Nigeria. Now, here we are. I'm talking about the build-up of the Nigerian Second Civil War, which is going to be a religious war. You just hear from an Islamic cleric in Kano where they were doing a mass wedding in Kano in the presence of Governor Yusuf of Kano State, where he said that Nigeria is a Muslim country. Muslim ticket will remain forever. If you don't like it, leave Nigeria. So, see, the statement from that cleric is not the problem. Yeah. The problem is that this cleric is like Tinubu's aide. The statement from that cleric is not the problem. But the problem is that this cleric is Tinubu's aide. When I mean Tinubu's aide, the man can pick up phone and call Tinubu even though it's 12 in the midnight for you to know how close this man is to Tinubu. So it's not about an Islamic cleric made a statement, but it is about how this person is connected to Tinubu. That makes it make sense. And thank God he said that Tinubu is a hero. That he will only support president who is sponsoring Islamization of America. You people don't know the kind of elements of that statement that man made. That man just exposed a lot of things to you. And I'm telling you this. This is a build-up to a second civil war. Because there are some people, this is where the civil war is going to happen. There are so many Christians who have a line. They are ready to accept that Nigeria is a Muslim country, that they are nothing, that they can turn to Muslim. Many Christians have accepted. But there are some tribes, the southeast, part of the south, and minority of the southwest, okay, and majority of the middle belt. These people are ready to fight it all out war than for them to be conquered. They are ready to go to war than for them to be conquered. Now, they will be at a level, save this thing I'm going to tell you, they will be at a level where this thing will get to, then they will see that even though they go all out war, that is jihad, against the rest people in Nigeria, that nobody will talk, then that is the point they will call for total jihad, and they will eliminate the rest people. But before that total jihad, it will be very easier for them to do, especially if they have an alliance with the US to do it. If they have alliance with the US to do it, and they will have the alliance with the US as far as Republican people move out of power. If Democrats comes into office in the US, United States will play a major role to helping these people to carry out jihad in Nigeria, and nothing is going to happen. It has happened in other countries. But indigenous people I know, they will put out all-out fights to making sure that they resist it. And that is going to be the Nigerian second civil war. These things might not be fast, but watch the signs of time. Watch the progression and watch how everything is moving. Till I see you on my next video.
This is one channel. Yes, so yes. No say since then that is a good of time. Good of now this thing they happen. Understand? Now they travel. They project this civil war. Nigeria second civil war. You understand? Based on good of Jonathan, now peaceful man. You understand? So now make all this know at that time. You understand? So now all their plan now to make this country a Muslim country. You understand? That's why they organize a Muslim ticket. during this Buhari time. You understand me? So they want to make sure they wipe all the Ogun State for this country, Nigeria. We should not go into political because Nigeria not be Muslim country.